The March 2024 numbers are in for the Huntsville, Alabama real estate market. But before we jump into that, make sure you hit subscribe below to stay on top of all the latest Huntsville, Alabama real estate news. So we have both good news and bad news for buyers in the Huntsville market, Athens market, and Decatur market. But first, let's jump into the Huntsville market. The good news is that we have more supply. So we have more supply in all of these submarkets, particularly in the Huntsville market. We have a 30.2% increase. We are now at the 2019 levels in terms of housing supply across North Alabama. So we are at the pre-pandemic levels. Just a quick reminder, 2019, we still did not have enough homes on the market to meet demand, but we are in a much healthier place than we have been post-pandemic. So that's the good news for home buyers. The bad news is that the average sales price continues to go up, which is a good news for sellers, bad news for buyers. The average sales price is up $6,000 from $368,000 this time last year up to $374,000. That is even with a fewer homes being sold in the Huntsville metro. 536 homes sold this March versus 651 last March. That is a 17.7% decrease, which is really a big deal because 2023 was one of the lowest sales numbers in terms of sales volume across the US. And so 2024 is actually on a worse start for Q1 than it was in 2023. Athens continues to be a huge bright spot for the North Alabama market. Average sales price jumped $16,000 year over year, 343 up to 359,000, really competing with that Huntsville market in terms of average sales price. Also, supply continues to increase in this market due just to the interest level in that market with high quality schools, great job market, and just really close proximity to Huntsville and other jobs. A 50.1% increase as a lot of new construction developing in that Limestone County, Athens market. And in terms of number of homes sold, just a slight decrease. 176 homes sold this March versus 184, which was only a 4.3% decrease compared to Huntsville, which had a much greater decrease for the overall market. Good news for buyers in Morgan County, the average sales price was flat year over year at $265,000, so did not keep up with the rate of inflation. 114 homes sold versus 127, which was a 10.2% decrease, which was really in line with the market. So Morgan County really followed the market in terms of number of homes sold, but they had a huge increase in terms of supply, a 48.3% increase in homes on the market. So it'll be interesting to see what that does to prices moving forward in the spring and summer timeframe, with prices staying flat over the first quarter, but now there's a huge influx of supply. So I think Morgan County, in terms of price appreciation, is probably going to kind of stay flat throughout the rest of 2024 as we have more and more homes coming available on the market and not as much demand in that county right now. One huge bright spot for buyers is that more new listings coming available on the marketplace. That is up 5.8% year over year, 1318 this time last year versus 1394. And I think that's really a sign of a lot of people, you know, that were kind of in this mortgage rate lockdown effect and not willing to sell their homes due to the lower interest rate, deciding to move on with their lives because life doesn't slow down for interest rates, whether it be diapers or diplomas or new jobs, relocation. Some people are deciding to list now versus how many decide to sell in the previous years. So pending sales are also up 10.6%. That is a good sign for the overall market and for sellers that are putting their homes on the market right now. 1265 versus 1144. The number of closed sales, however, is down. It's down 11.3%, 949 versus 1,070, and it is down for the entire quarter, first quarter of 2024, down a little over 1%. So 2023 was a slow year in terms of sales nationally, and it is a slower year 2024 so far, but we have good signs with pending sales being up at 10.6%. So we'll see how the Q2 market favors home sales in the Huntsville market. Days on market also increased from 41 to 48, which is still a healthy thing. We're still sitting at really a kind of a seller's market in terms of days on market and the amount of supply that's out there. The average sale price continues to increase 2.4% overall from $332 and some change to over $340,000, and that's going to affect affordability as well. So with more supply coming available on the market, the percent of list price is down slightly, 98.4% down to 98.2%. We're still north of 97%, which is kind of like what I like to see for that balanced market. Typically 3% negotiation room is considered kind of a balanced market between the sellers and the buyers. Still weighted on the seller side as supply it's up, from 2.5 months, but to 3.1 months, but we're still south of that 4-month number. 4 to 6 months is really where you want to be, that sweet spot. Still not enough sellers entering the marketplace yet to hit that balanced market. Housing affordability is also down year over year from kind of that ideal score of 100 down to 95. So what that means is the median price range home is no longer affordable to the median household income in our area, just slightly down from 100 to 95. Bad news is housing is less affordable in our area. The good news is our housing is much more affordable in the Huntsville area than many other parts, our comparable cities across the US, where they're seeing housing affordability numbers way south of 100. So having that number close to 100 with potential interest rates could be going down in 2024. We'll have to wait and see, but if interest rates come down just slightly, we might hit that score of 100 once again. So 18.5% increase in inventory overall. The main markets across North Alabama, Huntsville up 30.2%, and then the Athens, Morgan County area both up around 50%. So that is a huge step in the right direction, as a lot of people are now deciding to kind of not let interest rates dictate their life and continue to move on with their life and get their home sold and move on to their next home as well. So again, closed sales are down 11.3% in March, but pending sales are up. Year to date, so for Q1, we are down 1.2% year to date. So 2024 is starting off to be a slower year than 2023. However, with people saying, hey, I'm just gonna wait this thing out for interest rates to come down, sales prices to come down, even with sales really kind of bottoming out here in 2024, home values continue to march on. So a strategy of waiting for interest rates to come down is proving to be a costly strategy for home buyers. And so a lot of home buyers are deciding to jump into this market and really not worry about interest rates and just get into the home that they're wanting to and move on with their lives, because inventory is up to pre-pandemic levels of 2019, still half of what we saw in 2015 numbers, but buyers are taking advantage of having more options to choose from. Again, still technically we are in that seller's market, so great opportunity for sellers to get the amount of money that they're looking for in this market.